Welcome back. I'm Jill with the CarefreeKitchen.com, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a creamy roasted tomato soup. And this tomato soup is so thick and rich, and bonus, it's the perfect way to use up all of those tomatoes from your garden. Okay, so to get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me here, and I'll show you all kinds of fun and easy recipes that your family will love. Okay, so to get started on this roasted tomato soup, these are the ingredients you're gonna need. All right, so I have 3 to 3.5 pounds of tomatoes. We're gonna put 3 or 4 carrots in there. And then I've got a white onion and a yellow onion. You can use any combination of those. And then I've got some garlic, some avocado oil. And then for my seasonings, I have some salt, basil, oregano, some black pepper, and then a little bit of crushed red pepper if you like just a little smidge of heat. Also, we want to preheat our oven to 400 degrees. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is prepare my tomatoes. And I have already washed all of my tomatoes, but I just want to take the little ends off here. And if there's any blemishes on your tomatoes, you're going to want to take those off too. And then I'm just going to slice them all in half as well. So again, that's just cutting both of those ends off and then slicing it in half. And I like to put them kind of face down so that it really does a good job of roasting the skins, because we're going to leave the skins on, and then we'll use either an immersion blender or just a standard blender to blend this up, and those skins will just puree really nice into a tomato soup. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is chop up my onion, and this can be a pretty big chop, maybe even just quartered like the tomatoes. Just peel the skins off here really quick. This onion is a little bit sad, so I'll just peel out that inner layer until it's all white, and it'll be just fine. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is prepare my carrots. You could also put a little bit of roasted squash in this recipe. That would be really good, or actually any kind of like root vegetable like a carrot. You could roast some red peppers with your tomatoes, and that would make a really yummy soup too. It really is pretty versatile if you just have a good base and then you add enough spices. Okay, I'm gonna cut those off, and then on my carrots, I'm gonna cut them into, I don't know, 2 or 3 inch chunks. Okay, and then with my tomatoes, I actually only have the squeezed garlic right now. I usually put cloves on there, like 8 cloves, but I don't have any right now. So I'm just gonna lift up some tomato because I want it to actually cook. I want cooked garlic. So I'm going to just do this in a few places. And it calls for 8 cloves of garlic, so that's roughly 8 teaspoons of garlic. And then I'm just going to pour this on top here. Okay. And I'm going to add a little bit of avocado oil to the top here. Here we go. And we just want to quickly rub that around on our vegetables to kind of coat everything. Okay. And my garlic is down there. It's just going to cook a little bit, but I don't want it to get crispy. So cooking with everything is great. Okay, and then before I roast them, I'm going to just sprinkle them with a little bit of salt. And then we'll adjust the salt actually when we are making the soup. So salt it as if you're going to eat a tomato fresh, and that should give you enough salt to roast them. Okay, now we're gonna roast them in a preheated 400-degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes, or until there's a little bit of light golden color on the top of these. All right, here are my roasted vegetables. My tomatoes look fantastic. They've got those nice little golden marks on them. And our onions look great. Okay, and our carrots, they're soft and tender, but they aren't charred. So that is perfect. Okay, now the next step in this process is I'm going to take all of my vegetables and put them in the blender, and you can put them in a pot and then use an immersion blender, but this is just a little bit quicker. Okay, we're just gonna get all of that in here. Okay, and I'm going to attempt to just pour this right in there. Here we go. Okay, I'm actually just gonna use this last tomato, try and get all of that garlic down in there. Here we go. Okay, and I've got a pretty big blender here. Just gonna pop my lid on here. But if you need to do it in a couple batches, that would work fine too. So let's start on low here and see how this goes. All right, now I'm gonna take my tomato puree and put it in a big pot. Okay, so my soup is actually super thick right now, and that's because I used Roma tomatoes and they don't have a ton of liquid in them. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of chicken broth. I've got my blender here and I'm just gonna wash down the sides of this. You know, maybe a cup or so. There we go, to get out all that tomato goodness. All right, that is looking great. Now I'm going to heat this on medium heat and just warm it up a little bit more. I'm gonna add my pepper and my red pepper. This is my oregano, and then also my basil. And we'll just heat this up, and we're gonna bring it up to heat. And if you're going to freeze it, this is the perfect time to freeze it before you add any of your creamy ingredients. Then when you thaw it, you can just add in your milk or cream or whatever you decide to use. Okay, and I want mine just a little bit thinner. So I'm gonna add another maybe cup of chicken broth. And this is actually a great soup just like this. It has a ton of flavor in it, but I'm gonna add a little bit of cream to mine because I like a little bit of creaminess. All right, we've given that just a minute. Now the final touch to make it really creamy is I'm just gonna add some half and half, and you can use whole milk or cream is awesome in here, but just about a half a cup to a cup. A couple nice streams there. Look how pretty that is, so creamy and delicious. All right guys, here's my version of a creamy roasted tomato soup. This is the perfect way to use up all those tomatoes in your garden. We love to have this on a chilly fall day, and it really does make the best tomato soup. Thanks for watching this episode of the Carefree Kitchen. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me here, and I will show you all kinds of fun and easy recipes that your family will love. And as always, you can get a printable version of the recipe in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.